gosh. Okay, so I have all my medals right here. Anyway, hey, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about tournaments I've been to and maybe some that I want to go to. I really don't know. Sorry, I'm in my literal jammies. Is that what PJs? Whatever you call them. So I'm just going to put this on top. Act like I'm normal. Anyway, as you can see, I have my medals here, and they're going to be really loud. Yeah. Today I'm going to be rating all my taekwondo tournaments I've been to and showing you my medals from that. So let's go. Okay, so first off, we have my first ever tournament, and that was located. Do I want to give my locations away? Probably not, to be honest with you. We're gonna start off with my first ever tournament, and we're gonna call this the D tournament. And I'm gonna rate it because, yeah. I gotta find my medals from there. Hold on. Okay, I just remembered they don't give out medals, they give out trophies. So, this is my trophy from that tournament. These are both second place trophies. It is a karate tournament, but a lot of taekwondo people go there. I went there for my first ever tournament. It's a very great tournament for your first time, and I definitely recommend it for people like who want to go to their first ever tournament. And I'm just gonna set these down, by the way, so we can just talk. All right. I definitely recommend it for people who want to go. I'm not gonna give like anything out there, but I will do pictures of what it looks like. So yeah. Anyway, that's what that is. The only thing I didn't like about it is it's like contact sparring, and I'm a full contact girly, so I like full contacts. Doing the little thing there. And that is really the only thing I didn't like about it. It was really small, but also wasn't too small. Yeah, and I really liked it. Of course, it was my first ever tournament, so I was very scared. But yeah, that was that. It was very short, simple, nothing crazy happened. So some of these medals aren't from, what should I say, tournaments. They're from like, I really can't remember them if they weren't that cool. To be honest, I'm not sharing them. So yeah. By the way, I'm not putting these in order because I really have no idea what order. But the next tournament is this one. These are black. Not a fan of the medals, to be honest. Of course, I'm a picky girl, but they look plastic. They look like plastic, but they're actually, if you can hear, they're metal. So I went to this tournament. It's a G tournament, we're gonna call it. So I have that. This one's for board breaking, first for board breaking, first for forms. No, first for board breaking, first for forms, and that is actually all the way over there. You can barely see it. I'm gonna move my camera. It's over there. It's a piece of like wood. It says first place on it. But there was that. And then first place for sparring. Yeah. So at this place they have Grand Champion, and I'm not a fan of Grand Champion. This was my second Grand Champion, and it's basically where they take all the first place colored belts, and they do black belt too, but they take all of them doing forms, and they take them, and everyone does their forms, and if you get overall best form ever, you get a big old trophy. the trophy. It's small in the picture, but it's huge. It's like the size of me. I'm like I'm not 5 foot. I'm like 4'8". Yeah, and it was a tall trophy. Tall. So there was that tournament. Overall, oh, I didn't rate the last tournament. Anyway, the last tournament, the D tournament, I'm gonna rate that 8 stars because it's great for beginners who want to go to a tournament. And then this one's gonna be rated 4. No, not 4. It wasn't my favorite tournament, but it wasn't my least favorite. Or maybe it was my I'm gonna say I'm gonna rate it 6.5 stars out of 10. By the way, I was down to 10. So, that was that tournament. Okay, next up, this is going very fast right here. I'm trying to fast. It says this name all over. It is in the Iowa Games Tournament. There are trophies. Did I just say trophies? I don't know. Medals are the biggest medals I've ever had, to be honest with you. And they're huge. This is gold. It looks copper, but I promise you it's gold. They're both for forms and sparring. I love this place. Not only because I love this. The only thing again is they didn't have full contact. So, Iowa Games, great tournament. Overall, definitely would recommend it if you like big tournaments. I would rate this one 9 out of 10. Straight old 9. Because it was a pretty good tournament, I will say. It went by fast. And yeah. Okay, next up we have another G tournament. This was the same name tournament. It's the same name tournament, but it was in a different spot. And I went there. This might have been one of my least favorites, to be honest with you. Sparring wasn't the best. I lost in sparring. So I lost in sparring, got second. There was only one girl, so I basically lost. I can't say that word. Second in board breaking, first in forms. Again, I always get first in forms. Which is funny because I don't really know. But yeah, so I would rate this. It wasn't my I really don't have a really bad one that I hate so much. Like you never want to go again. But I will say this one wasn't my favorite tournament just because it was again another Grand Champion tournament. And I do not like Grand Champion. I don't know what I didn't like about it. It was just so long and I didn't like it. But there's some pictures there of them. That tournament, and I would rate that maybe. I'm gonna rate that a solid 4. Solid 4 stars. Okay, next up we have, last but not least, these are the ones I'm sharing. These other ones I'm not actually sharing with you because they weren't that interesting. So I picked my top, whatever number it is. These were my most recent ones. I got second in sparring and first in forms. So I didn't want to make this too long. I did not want to make this too long. So I'm gonna just say this fast. Great tournament, by the way. Had crazy cool things there. It was just like this medieval thingy nights and stuff where they dressed up in like I say it. Whatever. So it was an Olympic sparring tournament. Love Olympic sparring. Sparring was not the best. I started going there. I started doing it, and they were giving extra points to the other girl of the tournament when she didn't even kick me. So sparring wasn't that great, but overall the tournament was very nice. Although another thing I will say is it took hours. It took like 6 hours for this tournament, and 6 hours, that's a lot of time. That is crazy. And it was set to be 3. That is double the time. 6 hours? That's insane to me. So, yeah, there's that. Did take a long time, but I will set this one again at 6.5. No, I would make this a 7.5. Like, yeah, 7.5. We'll say that, just because it was very political. I really don't know the word I'm saying right now, but we're just gonna stay with that word. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, that's good for you.